Welcome to today's episode of Everything Explained, where we dive deep into the essential concepts that shape our world. Today, we're tackling a fundamental aspect of business that often gets overlooked, but is absolutely crucial: trust. Why is trust so essential in business, and how does it influence everything from customer relationships to employee engagement? Let's break it down. First, let's consider what trust really means in a business context. At its core, trust is the belief that someone or something is reliable, good, honest, and effective. In business, this translates into confidence in your company's products, services, and even its leadership. Imagine you walk into a store. You see a product that looks great, but you're unsure if it will work as advertised. If you trust the brand behind that product, you're more likely to make that purchase. On the flip side, if you've heard negative things about that brand or had a bad experience in the past, that trust is shattered, and you're likely to walk away. Now, let's break down why trust is essential in various aspects of business. First up, let's talk about customer relationships. In today's market, consumers have endless choices. If a company wants to stand out, it has to build trust with its customers. Think about well-known brands like Apple or Nike. These companies have cultivated a strong trust with their customers over the years. They consistently deliver quality products and services, and their marketing reinforces their reliability. When customers trust a brand, they're more likely to return, recommend it to others, and become loyal advocates. For instance, consider the online marketplace. When you shop on platforms like Amazon, you often rely on customer reviews to guide your purchasing decisions. If a product has a majority of positive reviews, you're more inclined to trust that it will meet your expectations. Conversely, if a product has several negative reviews, trust erodes, and you'll likely look for alternatives. This illustrates how trust directly impacts sales and customer loyalty. Next, let's move to employee relationships. Trust is just as vital internally within a company. When employees trust their leaders and the organization, they're more engaged and motivated. A study by Gallup found that teams with high levels of trust are more productive, and employees are more likely to stay with their company. Trust promotes open communication, collaboration, and innovation. Imagine a workplace where employees feel safe to share their ideas and feedback without fear of criticism. This type of environment fosters creativity and can lead to groundbreaking solutions. On the other hand, in a workplace lacking trust, employees may hold back their thoughts, leading to missed opportunities and stagnation. Another critical area to consider is partnerships and collaborations. Businesses often rely on partnerships to expand their reach and capabilities. Whether it's a supplier, a distributor, or even a joint venture, trust is the glue that holds these relationships together. If one party fails to deliver on promises, it can jeopardize the entire partnership. For example, think about a local restaurant that partners with a local farm to supply fresh ingredients. The restaurant needs to trust that the farm will deliver high-quality produce consistently. If the farm doesn't meet its commitments, the restaurant's reputation may suffer, affecting its customer base and ultimately its bottom line. Now, let's touch on the concept of trust in branding and reputation. In today's digital age, information spreads quickly. A single negative review or incident can tarnish a company's reputation almost instantly. Trust in a brand is built over time, but it can be destroyed in an instant. This is why companies invest so much in public relations and customer service. They understand that maintaining trust is an ongoing effort. Take the example of a major airline. If a flight is delayed due to weather, most passengers will understand. However, if the airline mishandles communication or fails to assist stranded passengers, trust can evaporate. Passengers may decide to fly with a competitor next time, illustrating how fragile trust can be. Lastly, let's consider the broader impact of trust on the economy. When businesses operate on a foundation of trust, it leads to a more stable market. Consumers are more willing to spend money, and businesses are more likely to invest in growth. This creates a cycle of economic stability and expansion. Conversely, in a low-trust environment, you see hesitance in spending, which can lead to economic downturns. In conclusion, trust is not just a nice-to-have in business, it's a necessity. It affects customer loyalty, employee engagement, partnerships, brand reputation, and even the overall economy. Building and maintaining trust requires consistent effort and transparency, but the rewards are worth it. Companies that prioritize trust are not only more likely to survive but thrive in today's competitive landscape. So, as you navigate the business world, remember that trust is the cornerstone of success. It's the invisible thread that ties everything together, from customer relationships to employee satisfaction. In the end, trust is the currency that can make or break a business. Thank you for joining me today on Everything Explained. I hope this discussion sheds light on the importance of trust in business and inspires you to build and nurture it in your own endeavors.